Hi, lovelies. Hi, lovelies. I am back. I'm doing okay. I still have strep. I still feel like fucking shit. It definitely feels as though a Mack truck swiped my ass and was like, I'll get you next time. Oh, thank God I went to urgent care when I did, because last week I really thought this is it. Last week I was like, well, I guess this is how we go. So I'm glad that it didn't pass away last week. I know I'm being dramatic. And that all I have is strep. But man, if you guys have ever had strep before, it fucks your shit up. So I'm back. I'm trying. Slow but steady pace, which is interesting because guys, and also if you've never been here before, my name is Sarah Martucci. I'm a psychic medium, certified crystal healer, paranormal investigator, Sasquatch enthusiast, string cheese and donut enthusiast too. If you think I'm kidding, watch my previous videos. Welcome to the chaos and fuckery. All right. Welcome to Cryptid Central with me, your main cryptid, Sarah Martucci. Show me the lie. Anyways, if you're still here after that intro, this is where I pull 3 piles of cards. You choose any and all that you're drawn towards. But first, I speak on a little something I like to call astrofuckery. So I usually pick like 1 or 2 aspects that are happening up in the sky because I don't want to overwhelm you guys, and something that I think that as my followers, my people, like what you guys seem to respond to the most, what I think that you guys will want to know the most. So with me saying slow but steady wins the race, we're going to choose 2 things this week. First one is on Tuesday, the 16th, Jupiter is moving into the sign of Taurus. And slow but steady is going to be the fucking jam. All right. Now, Jupiter's been in Aries for like the last year, where it's been like go, 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 where we found a lot of good luck or expansion around like taking risks, getting out there, maybe being the first to try or to do something, going head first into something, again, taking risks, sometimes without thinking of the, consequences, but it really kind of paid off in this last year. With Jupiter now moving into Taurus, it's saying, slow down, ho. Slow ho. All right. She had a little sign called slow ho. All right. So this year is going to ask us to really kind of take our time. This next year in Jupiter, with it being in Taurus, asks us to take our time. Stop and smell the fucking roses. Have you guys met a Taurus? First of all, good luck getting them out of their house. All right, number 1. Number 2, getting them to do anything that they don't want to do. Good luck. Or telling them anything they don't want to hear. Good luck. All right. Taurus is just this. I love Taurus. It also, I have both Mercury and Mars in Taurus. So, the way that I speak, the way that I talk about things, it needs to have like a practicality to it. I know some people might think I speak quickly, but I think for the most, I think I speak kind of slow, and I try to like explain things to you guys and make sure that you understand the practicality of the situation, or try to find some kind of realistic groundedness, something we can taste, touch, see, or smell with it. And with Mercury, if you guys know me in real life, I take my motherfucking time, and good luck rushing me. Good fucking luck. Just call me Jennifer Lopez, because I ain't moving any quicker than I have to. All right. But I want to say with the sign of, Jupiter moving into Taurus, all of those things. So we're going to be taking our time. We're going to be sitting and smelling the roses. We're meant to take our time and to enjoy and to really just pay attention to our surroundings, especially like the physicality of it. So with Aries, we were, Jupiter and Aries, we were rushing all the fuck around, being crazy wild people, and taking these huge risks, getting things off the ground, initiating stuff, fucking, balls to the wall, with Jupiter now moving into Taurus. This is going to tell us to take a slower pace, make sure that we're doing this right, and especially if we got yeses around those things that we initiated or took risks on. So if we're getting yeses right now we got to take practical, realistic, grounded fucking structure, add structure to this thing, take things slow and realistically, and really look at things with a realistic eye. Listen too, Taurus is also ruled by Venus, so there's good luck in the things around, what we value. Also taking our time around our money. Again, what we value, what we're putting stock into, blood, sweat, tears, and farts, and our actual physical currency, money, into the things that we're building and creating here. I also see too with the like earth element, and especially with Taurus, this usually has to do around like home and family, like the physical, structure of our home and our family, and like what are we actually building here, and even around our career and work, how are we taking things slowly and surely, step by step. We want to build something that lasts here, right? So again, if we got yeses in this past year around anything that we like took a huge risk on, now is the time to like make it real, and I think start setting it up step by step, piece by piece. And really finding all the information you need, the resources that you need. There might also be something here about like resourcing it from people locally that we know. Okay. Now, and listen, Jupiter's going to be in Taurus for the next year. Also, look to see where Taurus is in your chart to see where you're going to have this boost of awesomeness for the next year, okay? So Jupiter is the giver of good luck and gifts. He can expand in both beautiful and difficult ways. Okay, maybe side note with Jupiter moving into Taurus. This is one of the foodie signs, if you will. I found Taurus and Cancer are two of the biggest that just love their fucking food. All right. So maybe something to watch out for this year is make sure that we're eating good, healthy, nourishing food. If we go, Jupiter sometimes can take us to the extreme. So just make sure you're eating good food that actually supports you, not just a whole box of Krispy Kremes. Okay. 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 So just know I'm on the same boat. We just got to pay attention to that stuff. Okay. And just make sure that we're filling our bodies and our minds and our hearts full of good information that actually makes sense. Good food that actually makes sense for our life. You guys get the jam. All right. The second thing I want to talk about is on Friday, guys, we got a new moon in the sign of Taurus. Planting new seeds. Planting new fucking seeds. So anytime a new moon comes up, and we're out of eclipse season at this point, thank you, baby Jesus. We're done with that. That was a whole lot of crazy, wasn't it? Jesus. So getting into this new moon, now we kind of have a chance to also, oh guys, I forgot to mention too, Mercury went direct, fucking hallelujah, on Mother's Day on the 14th, okay? So now that Mercury is now direct, now that it kind of feels like things are moving forward again, maybe by the new moon here, this has been a really good time, maybe during this Mercury retrograde, we've had a chance to really sit down and think about things that were most important to us because that Mercury retrograde was in the sign of Taurus. And so what we value, what we care about, what can we get really practical about, something here needs to last. It needs to have some kind of legacy to it or some lasting ability to it, okay? And so maybe at this point at the new moon, we're kind of going over what came up for us during Mercury retrograde. What can we take now and actually work with? What can we implement and put new seeds around to start new growth with something here that we're ready to take the long haul with? Honestly and realistically. So I would say at this new moon, this would be a great time to launch a project that might take years to come to fruition, or maybe something that you've been working on for a long time, or something here that is going to take a while to build and put something together. How can we start to plant new seeds around that are realistic, that are practical? How am I making sure that I'm putting good resources, working with the right people, making sure that my resources, people, places, and things all make sense towards whatever it is that I'm trying to get off the ground here, or maybe even start from the foundation up, because I would say that too with this new moon. Make sure that we have a solid base foundation, and if we don't, make sure at this new moon, how are we implementing again and putting in structures that help us to kind of do this, to take whatever we're trying to create here to its fullest extent. Again, with an eye towards taking our time with this. There is no rushing ahead anymore. Good luck comes now also around the ways in which we have patience for the things that are in front of us. So how do we face these things, say yes to it? What did we learn during Mercury retrograde? And what can we bring to the table now in order to plant seeds that actually make sense for our life, support us, and actually going to help us get from point A to point B? Not just hopeful thinking. We already took the crazy risks, lived by the seat of our pants. Now we get to breathe for a second and really implement what it is that, what our vision is. Now we got to sit down and make it real. Oh, I like that. So at this new moon, guys, what are you ready to sit down and to make real? What are you ready to manifest into the physical world? And what resources do we need now? How can we apply practicality to it? How can we be realistic? And how can we move forward slowly but surely, trusting the pathway ahead of us? That not only do we got this, but we're the ones fucking creating it. Fucking right. All right, if you guys have had enough of astrofuckery, hope to God that made sense. Any and all feedback helps me to grow, so let me know how astrofuckery plays out for you guys for the week, if you dig that part, and if you're already kind of seeing themes of things like that coming up, all right? Last thing I want to say about the season in astrofuckery, I don't know if you guys have been noticing, but I've been wearing emeralds and green stones a lot. I also dyed my hair green. So for me, I'm really excited about this Jupiter and Taurus season. I think it's going to be really great the next year. But I would also recommend, if you guys are into crystal stuff, crystals, rocks, and stones, wearing your green stones. So I would say emeralds, or and especially ones that have to do around value and money or whatever you need here. Find a green stone that really resonates with you. I really like emerald. Also, too, because it rules the month of May, or it's that birthstone for the month of May, and also kind of is like one of the birthstones for Taurus. So I wanted to line up with that. But guys, you could do green adventuring. We could do green fluorite. It really depends on you and like what it is that you want. But look for your favorite green stone and kind of like sync it up with the energy of Jupiter and Taurus. Also, knowing exactly where Jupiter sits in your chart, I'm telling you, in terms of like Taurus and what house that's in, to get an idea of like what themes are going to be coming up for you this year. So don't be afraid to talk to your stones, direct that energy, let them know what the fuck you need them for. You got this. All right. Enough of me preaching forever. Let's get into the next screen. I'm going to pull 3 piles. You choose any and all that you're drawn towards, and then I'll interpret it for you. All right, you guys, I'll see you in a sec. All right, card pile number 1. Here's your pretty interesting cards. Let's fucking get into it. All right, your first one is the 9 of Cups. Your second card is the 2 of Coins. And your final card is a major arcana card. Talk about major change, major evolution, major movement forward. You got the Strength. All right, let's fucking talk about it. So listen, my first initial whenever I saw this was like, guess what? Your wish fulfillment comes around you finding balance and having confidence in your gifts and abilities. Oh, here we go. Here we go. So I got a weird feeling in my nips. It's going to get real rude for card pile number 1. All right, that being said, guys, whenever the 9 of Cups comes up, this card is about wish fulfillment. This is contentment, ease, and bliss. This is emotionally finding something here that supports you, that you're happy with, literally a wish fulfillment. This is also one of my cards around like making a wish. Now's your time to make a wish around something emotionally that you want or that you feel intuitively or emotionally drawn towards. With the 2 of Coins, this is imbalance. This is trying to find that balance. This is trying to like, I love this card and I love making fun of this card because I'm always like, this is why women live longer, because guys do dumb shit like this. Like, so this is my card of like trying to find that balance, even though things aren't necessarily even keeled right now. And this is really good around finances, trying to find that balance and like maybe like a work that works for you or like practical, realistic steps that help you move forward. And then strength, really, strength. It's our confidence. It's our power. Usually with strength, there's like some kind of turmoil or some conflict going on in the background, but it's like we got to work past this and through this thing in order to trust ourselves here and to really kind of like fight against our fears and our worries about like not being enough. So if we were looking for a yes or no this week, I would definitely say for card pile number 1, this would definitely be a yes, especially if a part of our wish fulfillment here is having level finances or finding a nice financial plane, and then also having more confidence maybe around the work that we're doing and maybe around literally our finances. I would say that's a hail to the yes this week, especially if that's a wish fulfillment for you. If you're like trying to get your finances straight and you're trying to have like, or maybe even just bringing in more money, having confidence in what the fuck that you do and what we present to the world, it's going to help you fulfill that wish. Around love and relationships, interesting. There could be a feeling here this week that we're trying to balance out. With the 2 of Coins here, we might be trying to balance out like 2 relationships. This might be like family and work. Maybe we're trying to balance that shit out, you know, like how much time I'm spending with family, how much time I'm spending at work. We might have to do some adjustments this week, especially if we need to take care of our finances. Man, could also be around love and relationships, can talk about like maybe possibly here somebody might be juggling 2 people, trying to like decide for them which one's best or like which one of them is like a wish fulfillment here. But maybe we're feeling like we got to have some confidence in order to say something to someone. And so maybe that imbalance here is like that fear, that worry that this person isn't going to respond or hear what we have to say. So gaining or garnering the strength here, the kahunas, if you will, to say what we got to say so that we don't feel like this back and forth, this instability. It's time maybe to speak up about something and just say the way that you feel. It's important because it's throwing you off your shit not being able to speak about this thing. For other love and relationships, this might even talk about this week that there might be a wish fulfillment. Maybe there was a period of instability here, maybe with the callback to February with the 2 of Coins. And I think by like with strength here standing for the number 8 and the 9 of Cups, by August, September, things will have evened themselves out. but we've got to have this confidence to talk about what's most important in our heart. And with the Nine of Cups here, we got to speak on our emotions. We have to speak on our feelings. Intuitively, can I say here too around love and relationships, we feel very drawn towards somebody intuitively and emotionally. And that might be a new thing for somebody here. They're just trying to make sense of it. And maybe that itself is like throwing you off balance. And it's like, oh fuck. It might even like literally be fucking with your work and your money, because we can't seem to think straight, or all we're thinking about is this person, or just like maybe about the situation. And like, and in a weird way with the Two of Coins, like maybe this isn't something or somebody that you would normally go for. Or that you would normally like be associated with, or that maybe that you even found yourself attracted to. But there's something here within this person. Maybe they've got a lot of confidence. Maybe with the Strength card, they might be like an actual Leo, or they might be, maybe that's on their sun, moon, or rising, or maybe heavy fire placements or heavy Leo placements here. Maybe they have both fire and water placements with the Nine of Cups. But yeah, maybe here this person that we're attracted to is just like definitely not normally what we would be drawn towards. And so this is kind of thrown us for the loop. But can I say this week, if that's the problem with you, like if if this is throwing you for a loop, you're attracted to somebody or some situation or something here around love and relationships, and it's throwing you off course because you feel like you're attracted to something you've never been to before, can you just fucking lean into it? There's an attraction here for some reason. So it's either speaking to something within you that needs to be acknowledged and or seen, or maybe this person represents something to you unconsciously that maybe we're not aware of. Whatever here, I'm asking you this week, the card pile number 1, just lean into it, because the instability is coming from you fighting yourself, going back and forth about it. Like, why are you doing that? That's boring. Like, why are you doing that? Just lean into it and see intuitively where it's pointing you towards. Or maybe even too, this person showing up might even just be like, remember, reason, season, or time. Okay. But I do want to say with Strength here, like it's got the ability to go the fucking distance, and it's going to have strength to it here. Maybe even too, this relationship gives you strength and like emotions that you never knew you had before. And so something here has been blossoming inside of you, but it's fucking you up physically. Cause maybe again, maybe we're stuck in a reverie, or maybe we're stuck in daydreaming. Maybe we're stuck about like, oh my, why the fuck is this even happening? What does it matter? Why? What does it matter? Why? Is what I'm saying. What we need to focus on here is like, how is this affecting us? Is this actually good for us? Is this attraction real and true? And then being able to tune into our feelings and trust our feelings here. And maybe the conflict is, again, around this feeling like, okay, where the fuck did this come from? Or why is this happening? But like, please trust your feelings and trust your intuitive longings and pullings here, because something inside of you is pulling you towards this person or the situation, whatever the fuck is going on. Anything else around love and relationships? I would just say this week around love and relationships, quit fighting the way that you feel. Tune into the way that you feel. Don't be afraid to speak on the way that you feel. And when you're actually able to be honest about the way that you feel, you'll actually be able to manifest what it is that you're hoping and looking for. All right, around career and business, this is actually pretty gorgeous. This is really having the strength to go the distance intuitively here. We're saying yes to projects that are like, this is gorgeous. This is literally a wish fulfillment. 2 of Coins here. We might be looking at the finances though. Maybe we got to balance out the finances or figure out practical ways in order to get this thing off the ground or to make this thing happen. But with Strength here, you can trust in your gifts and abilities. Please have confidence in what the fuck you bring to the table. Maybe this is again just about trusting where you need to be, with whom, with what, with where you got to be, and quit fighting yourself on this thing. Find stability here by maybe investing in the things that actually make sense, that bring you a sense of joy, and or it's a step towards a wish fulfillment. Around our health, this is interesting. I actually want to say to somebody here with the 9 of Cups, 2 of Coins, and Strength that like somebody's been strong for too long and you need to just sit down and have a good fucking cry. I really fucking mean that. I feel like that's going to help with like the back and forth and stability. Like we just got to release something here. Okay. So there might've been some grief here, maybe some conflict going on in the background that's really fucking with you as you're trying to move forward and live your best life. Health wise, it just feels like, emotionally we need to have a good cry, maybe even talk about our emotions or speak about whatever difficulties are going on in the background, making sure too that like, maybe around health here too, it's been difficult to take care of our health needs because maybe we haven't had the finances in order to fund maybe the stuff that we need or the doctors that we need to talk to, or the medications that we got to get. So just make sure this week, don't be afraid to reach out and ask for help. Look for resources here so that we can get the support, or maybe talking to somebody here that might be able to financially support us and help us. You've been strong on your own. You've been strong on your own for too long around health. Now is the time, to ask for help, financial support, backup, real to somebody being there and helping you or just being with you, whatever the fuck you need. Fulfill your own wish here, speak up around your needs, and maybe even too, just having a good fucking cry. Guys, for anything else this week, check your finances. Again, just make sure that they're balanced here. Maybe two, make sure that we're not trying to just fill a void when we're emotionally not getting our needs met or something's happening here. Make sure that we're not just emotionally filling a void by like purchasing things. Keep an eye on that right now, okay? Make sure that we're only putting our money, value, time, effort, whatever the fuck here, into things that actually make sense, that strengthen your cause, and that fulfill a dream for you in your heart. You deserve everything that's in that space. Please trust where your intuition and your heart is literally guiding you, because strength here represents Leo traditionally, and Leo rules the chest and the heart. Okay, so trust where the fuck your heart is leading you. Also, too, around health and issues, we might have some issues with our heart this week. We made it just to go look at the cardiac whatever. Obviously, I'm not a doctor. Please take this information to your doctor. Double check everything that I say to you guys medically wise. But just make sure that we're checking out our heart and our cardiac system. I don't know why I can't think of the words for that. I can't. Okay, yeah, I feel like that's everything for card pile number 1. All right, hopefully you guys that resonated. And just remember this week, you guys fucking got this. Like I tell you every fucking week, you fucking got this, all right? Just know your strength and your power, your confidence comes from tuning in and trusting and listening to what your heart is saying. Your vulnerability is your power this week, card pile number 1. Don't be afraid to be real. All right, card pile number 2. Y'all got some interesting cards. Let's get into it. First one, you got the 6 of Swords. Second card you got is the Queen of Cups. And then finally, you got a Major Arcana card. Talk about major change, major evolution, major movement forward. You got Temperance. All right, let's talk on it. So guys, initially, whenever I pulled these cards, this kind of feels to me like my initial thing was like, we're going to be taking a trip, maybe to see an important mother figure, or maybe this is a belated trip for like Mother's Day or something. And it's going to help us find our balance. Seriously, it's like the first thing that came through. Now, with that being said, the 6 of Swords really talks about taking journeys. Like, either we'd be taking a flight, or traditionally, I see with the 6 of Swords, maybe getting in our car and going somewhere. But if you notice that person's like in a little hot air balloon, so we might actually be flying somewhere. This can even talk about a journey of our mind, because with Swords here, it's talking about the mental space. So where are we mentally? Are we present, and are we here in this moment? The only place that we have real power, to be honest. But listen, with the 6 of Swords, this also talks about like forgiveness and optimism. So you have every reason to be optimistic around everything that's coming towards you right now. We just maybe need a level of forgiveness, maybe for ourselves or maybe for another person. But with the 6 of Swords, yeah, man, we're going on a fucking trip, all right? And I'm looking towards the month of June. With the Queen of Cups, this traditionally is one of the water sign queens. So I'm looking at like a Pisces, Scorpio, or Cancer. They'll either have that in their top 3 placements: Sun, Moon, Rising, innermost planets, Venus, Mars, Mercury, or I'm looking at heavy water placements within the chart. But this mother is probably the most mothering of all of the queens here. The Queen of Cups is like the Queen of Hearts, to be honest with you. Her family and her home are everything. Now, I want to say that maybe the negative side to the Queen of Hearts is like, sometimes she has a tendency to like enable some of her family members to not do great things, or like she won't hear outside stuff around her family, even if people are trying to help. She will defend them no matter what, even if they're wrong or not. So sometimes the problem here with the Queen of Cups is like, she'll go to bat for her family, she'll protect them, even if these people maybe need to face their own shit or do their own things, okay? She takes care of them no matter what the fuck, even at her own expense. So don't do that this week, all right, with the Queen of Cups. Look, I'm not telling you not to protect your babies, but if there's a lesson to be had, let the lesson be learned. You feel? All right. But with the Queen of Cups here, again, she's one of the most loving, intuitive, powerful queens here. And definitely she is the most psychic of all the queens. Her intuition is bar none. Okay, so this week is really also about tuning in and trusting yourself. And if you guys notice, she's facing towards the left, which talks about the future for me. So this is really even talking about too, like trusting where you're going for the future, that you're safe and protected. All right. And then finally with Temperance here, it's a major arcana card. So we're at a major crossroads, but Temperance is all about balance. And for me, this is also bringing the spiritual, the thought into physical form. So this is a major manifestation card too. So if this is around a yes or no this week, I would definitely say that this is a yes this week. Around, again, maybe taking a trip here to go see a family member, possibly an important female, maybe even a mother figure. And maybe we're talking, maybe this kind of makes me feel like, well, literally because the person in the card is like holding a teapot. Maybe we're like literally going and having tea. Maybe we're literally going and having drinks and we're talking about stuff. We're talking about the past. We're talking about like maybe even some type of healing here around the past and some issues that have come up. To be honest, this actually feels really beautiful. And with the Six of Swords here, there may be some element of forgiveness, moving onwards, having some optimism or hope for the future around this connection. If we were looking around love and relationships this week, we might actually be taking a trip to go and see an important female. With the Queen of Cups here, listen, if this is around love, this is somebody, man, we might be coming back around to say we're sorry. Or somebody might be coming around this week to say that they're sorry, and this would entail a trip. Or this person might have to travel in order to see you face to face, or you might have to travel to somebody else, see them face to face. With Temperance here, this is bringing back peace. This is bringing back balance. There's forgiveness. There's optimism here. Maybe there's been a period of separation here. Maybe with the number 6, maybe since like last June. Or maybe even here, it's been like 6 months, 6 weeks, or somehow the number 6 plays into this. Temperance stands for the number 14. So maybe between the 6th and the 14th, or I like to break these down and look at these like the months. I would say that breaks down to the number 5. So 5 this month, 5, 6. So we're looking at May and June. Okay. So we might actually be traveling to go see this person this month, or maybe by June. Man, this is going to be beautiful. This really feels like it sets everything right, especially around love. And so again, whatever we got to say here is really important. But maybe we go in there to like apologize, or if we receive this apology, make sure that we listen and we hear everything the other person has to say. Okay. And then again, just being fair, balanced with each other. There's purpose in what's happening here around love and relationships. And again, there's something about this feels like divinely guided, or it just feels like even like the right timing with it with Temperance. There's something like purpose driven with this, okay? Or maybe we got a question mark if somebody is coming back around. What is the purpose of them coming back around? You know, especially if we haven't talked for so long. So sit and listen is what I would say with this, all right? Around love and relationships. Whoever's coming back around, or if you're the one that has to go and make the apology, just make sure, like, just ask them just for a second to give you enough patience to let you get the story out so that you can apologize and ask for forgiveness here. Trying to find the balance and the equilibrium. And or if it's the other person coming around and asking for that, just and look, I realize for some of you guys, some probably truly awful things happen between you and another person. I'm not saying to go back with the person that has been abusive towards you, or ugly or nasty, or to a point where it's like maybe there is no ability to return. You know what I mean? So you need to use your best judgment here with this, but if you're open to reconciliation and you feel like it's safe to speak with this person, okay, then welcome them back in, sit down, maybe have some tea, maybe have some stiff drinks, do you know what I mean? Whatever the fuck you need here in order to like chill and hear each other, and then hear what this person has to say, because I feel like they're about to take you on a mental trip, or just by telling their own side of the story, we're going to understand that maybe both sides, we needed forgiveness here, okay? For the most part, this feels actually really beautiful. And with the Queen of Cups, she really wants to help her people. Her heart is outpouring. This is a woman that really doesn't mean anything ugly or nasty, but in defense of her family, she'll fucking cut a bitch. All right. Have you ever tried to fuck with a Cancer mom, or Cancer placements on a mom? Good luck. My moon is in Cancer. If you come for my son, you come for me. All right. Like, I'm gonna have to chill out when he gets into kindergarten, because I mean, like, what if he fights with a kid? I can't go fight a 5-year-old. That's not how this works. Do you know what I'm saying? So it's like, listen, this woman will defend her family till the last drop of blood. All right. So especially if this has to do around family and home, just go easy, go chill with this, and especially if this has to do with your own mother or mother type figure. Just make sure that you approach gently, cautiously, and that you really say what the fuck is in your heart. Or here's to hoping that if this conversation comes towards you, you know, this person's able to do it with respect and grace, and really speak to you from the heart is really important here. I would say around business and career, this is fucking gorgeous. We might be working with an important female this week. She might be the mom of the group. I don't know how else to put that. Or we might be bringing in an important female figure here that's going to get everybody together and get them working like a family, but not like that toxic shit in corporate situations. Like literally everybody working together like a family, helping each other out, loving on each other, working in a better team dynamic. All right. And I want to say that we might have to travel to go see her, or she might be traveling to come to us. Or we might be literally traveling with her doing this work. And with Temperance here, she just brings the balance, man. She brings purpose to what it is that we're doing, or she grounds us here in some way that helps us manifest what's most important to our goals, and especially our creative goals. Like, this is awesome. This is one of the queens that gives birth, okay? So she's got incredible ideas. She can help steer us in the right direction and help bring everybody together. She might have been like the missing link or the missing piece here in order for the team to come together. I don't know who, I got the chills on that. And then again here by June, it looks like we're off and we're traveling for work, or we might be doing an important project together. Maybe May with Temperance here, we're sitting down and we're focusing on what's most important. And then by June, Thundercats go. Around our health, we might be traveling here soon. With the Queen of Cups here, man, I want to say that there's going to be an emphasis on the chest area. So the heart, the lungs, or the breast themselves. Make sure this week that we're hooking up, or we might be hooking up with a female provider that we might have to travel to go and see. It might have felt like this was kismet meeting this person and that she's going to help us. There might even be some level of, like, if you notice here, she's got like herbs and stuff in front of her. I believe that's lavender. So there might be something here with like working with actual lavender this week. Or she might be like homeopathic, or she might get us more into like essential oils, or working with herbs, or getting more earthy in terms of like the herbs and stuff that we're using in our food. Whatever's going on here, it's very purpose, it's very spirit driven, and she's going to help us manifest our healthcare needs to the best of our ability this week. That feels really fucking good, to be honest with you guys. She feels like a breath of fresh air, or she gives us some kind of cleansing, renewing kind of feeling here so that we can move forward and do what's best for ourselves. She gets us right back on track. I really mean that. For anything else this week, we might be taking a trip in June. We might be looking at it right now this month, maybe around the 14th, maybe around Mother's Day again. Or this might be like a trip that we might be taking because of Mother's Day, maybe in June. It's going to be a gorgeous trip. I think it's going to even everything out if people are taking a trip with that, meaning it's going to be beautiful and good, and literally it's spirit driven. Or there might be a female in spirit form that will be here on this trip saying that she loves you guys. There's a mother figure here showing up to be with this trip with you guys in June. Okay. For anything else this week, you guys, I just want to say, whatever comes up intuitively, please trust yourself and where your heart is guiding you. If there's stuff that's weighing heavily mentally for you, make sure that you sit down and you face it. There might be some level of forgiveness that we need, because that forgiveness might actually bring in the balance here. And it might help us to also understand our purpose, or this bigger driving function for us moving forward, okay? Guys, for anything else this week, you fucking got this, all right? Trust yourself. Listen to your fucking heart. If there's an important female figure and a mama figure specifically, listen to what the fuck she's got to say. She might tell you something that puts you on the right track. Or maybe it's me. So I'm here to tell you, tally ho, motherfuckers. You fucking got this. Trust your fucking heart. Fucking right. And finally, if you guys pulled card pile number 3, here's your beautiful cards. Let's fucking get into it. Your first one, you got the Knight of Swords. Second one, you got a major arcana card. Talk about major change, major evolution, major movement forward. You got the Devil. The Devil, if you will. And then finally, you got the Page of Coins. Let's talk about it. So there's something interesting happening here this week. Card pile number 3. To me, right off the bat, this said, please don't, you're not thinking something all the way through. And we need to think something all the way through, because we're going to, There's some worry here that we're going to repeat a mistake or repeat an issue, and this might have to do around a child or a sibling or an important figure here, or this might even just be the energy of us, like maybe going back to school, getting a certification, education in some way, shape, or form. Make sure that you are not moving too quickly this week, or you're just going to be repeating an old situation over and over and over again, okay? So with that being said, the Knight of Swords. This is a court card, so it talks about somebody coming on the scene to either fuck shit up or to help. I find that the Knight of Swords is pretty helpful. I actually feel like in this spread, he's very helpful because he's giving us a heads up to not act like a fucking fool. All right? Knight of Swords moves quickly. He doesn't give a fuck what anybody else has to say. He knows exactly what he wants. The horses are off. Like, he's as quick as the fucking wind. All you got to do is say go. He heard the first g and he was off. You know what I mean? So the issue with the Knight of Swords is like, it really does beg us to slow but steady wins the race here. We know that you're excited. You want to jump off the, thing and get this thing fucking done, but we've got to take this thing step by step in order so that we don't miss anything or we don't put too much on our own plate. Okay. Also the Devil, major arcana card. We're at a crossroads. This is about like our hedonistic desires. This is about, addictions, oppression. Sometimes this card can even talk about feeling like we got to choose our safety and security over our happiness and our freedom. These are the ways in which we tie ourselves down to people, places, and things that aren't working for us, that aren't good for us. Like maybe we're addicted to drugs or to farting 85 times a day or eating too many Krispy Kremes. Or can you tell I just went to Krispy Kreme? It was me. All right. I'm just saying. Everybody's got their thing. But with the Devil here, this is like looking at the ways in which we tie or tether ourselves to certain things that are destroying us or hurting us, and they're not helpful. They're not helpful. And with the Page of Coins here, guys, this is another court card, and traditionally this talks about somebody our age or younger showing up in the scene. With the Page of Coins, this is like finding something wonderful, like while digging and taking our time and going through something is like a discovery of wealth. Usually pages also deliver a message. And so like by taking our patience and time, something maybe worked itself out, or maybe as we're sorting through something slowly but surely, we find a nugget of gold that helps us move forward in a quicker fashion. I usually find this card has a lot to do with education. So like going back, taking a class, getting a certification, or becoming a teacher yourself. If we wanted a yes or no this week, this is definitely a yes to cutting cords of attachment to shit that does not help us. If you wanted to quit smoking this week, if you wanted to quit any kind of addiction or any kind of loop that you're in, this is the fucking week for y'all. Card pile number 3. So in that way, it's very much a yes. But I would kind of say no this week to like starting anything new or like jumping off the base around something. You have still got to take your fucking time. Card pile number 3. Okay. Now around love and relationships, there's something happening here. I feel like somebody is ready to like come and communicate. One person, it feels like with the Knight of Swords here, is ready to communicate. One person I think is still chewing over the past, or they're going over stuff and they're still learning stuff from it, or maybe they're even empowering themselves here. This other person though with the Knight of Swords is like ready to go, ready to talk, say something. So there might have been like a period of separation here with the Devil, or sometimes too, guys, the Devil can even talk about like a third party situation, or like maybe a situationship, or like we're just repeating the same old bullshit from the past. I also think it's interesting we got a Knight and a Page here, so that like I'm saying in terms of relationships this week, and especially a loved one, neither one of you is emotionally available for this fucking thing, right? I don't think either one of you is emotionally or mentally available for this fucking thing. And whatever this thing is here on repeat, there might be a chance here this week to really look at it realistically and lay the sucker to fucking rest. Okay. I feel like for some people that's like, whew, sigh of relief. I feel like for other people that makes you want to rip your hair out because maybe you've been waiting around a long time for somebody, hoping that this person will come back around. But listen here, baby doll, with the Devil, like this is not love, my dove. This ain't love. All right. With the Devil here, this is power and control. We got issues here. This is hedonism. And look, some people are into that shit. Some people like whips and chains. Some people like power and control. Some people feel that is love. So listen, if that's you and that's your definition, then get it. I'm not here to yuck your yum. But if you're looking for stability, if you're looking for lasting power, if you're looking for somebody that's going to be here with you through the fucking long haul, I don't know if this relationship is it, the one that you've been waiting on. Okay. I just feel like here you deserve a king or a queen to your king or queen. Do you feel? And we're working with pages and knights. This could literally just mean that we're younger, or my feeling is that like we are not, neither party is doing the work to show up for this thing, and that we are just keep going on the cycle of bullshit round and round and round. Nobody's growing up here, nobody's doing the work. None of this is fucking good. Okay. Dumpster fires forever. Do you know what I'm saying? Or maybe in terms of, maybe this isn't a love relationship, maybe this is another type of relationship. If somebody's popping back up this week, or maybe because of Mercury retrograde coming the fuck back around, hear me right now. This person has not done the work. They have not done the work. They have not done the work. But what have you realized during this Mercury retrograde? Okay. What has come up for you, especially around the past and what transpired and what went on here? Make sure that you are tuned into the lessons that you learned, to the things that you understood. And there might even be a feeling here for you, Miss, Sir, or Ma'am, that you ain't gonna do it again, that you're stopping it. And if that's the truth, well then I'm fucking proud of you. Don't fucking get back into the loop. You know exactly what I'm talking about. And so, like, just know nothing has been changed here. This person's not doing any of the work and they're ready to just jump the fuck back in. But it feels like you're not. So, again, what did we learn here? Maybe it's just to not do it ever the fuck again. To break those cords of attachment and to set yourself free. Do what's best for you around love and relationships this week. But whatever you do, do not jump into anything. You're going to be jumping into the same old thing. Or if this is a brand new relationship and it's you guys have only known each other for like 3 weeks and you're ready to get married, I'm going to come over there and I'm going to, no ho. Okay. Look, I know sometimes you know when you know, but this card spread, we need to know before we know. Do you feel? So take your time with this relationship. Take your time with this person. Really get to know them. Don't fall into the same old ways that we've been doing things from the past. It's not going to help you. It's not going to help you. I warned you. All right. You're like, fuck you, Sarah. All right. Around career and business. You're going to want to jump into an opportunity here, but you're going to maybe be making a deal with the devil. So we need to look at this, whatever's on the table, and we need to spend some time with it. We might even need some level with the Page of Coins here, some level of education, or we might need to like go and take a class, get a certification, or do something, gather, maybe even just Google some answers here. Okay. So we get some more information. We need to take our time with this fucking thing. I know this may feel like it's a dream or that it's coming the fuck out of nowhere, or maybe you're just ready to fucking go. You're so excited, but I'm begging you around business and career. Take your fucking time this week. Make sure that whatever is present for us is not just something on repeat or we're shaking the hands with the devil. No, thank you. No, listen, your goals and what it is that you want to do, you're going to be able to reach it and you don't have to go through the devil to make it happen. Okay. So with some blood, sweat, tears, and some information, we'll actually be able to reach our goals and do what we got to do. But we got to cut free from thinking that, or if we keep going after stability and safety and security, instead of just thinking, okay, what is it that's really important to me here? What's good to my soul, or what feels like something that I really want to do with my life? If we follow that love, that joy, dude, the safety, the security, the money fucking follows. But if you're always chasing around money or always chasing around the freak out around having that safety and security base, it's always going to feel like you're lacking or less than. Do you know what I mean? So around business and career, take your fucking time this week. And again, if we got to go back, take a class, get a certification, find more information. Do not jump into anything. I'm begging you. Let's see. For some people too, I'll get to that at the end. All right. Around health. All right, listen, maybe we've been doing some research around some of the issues that we're having. We're ready to get to the doctors. Maybe we're freaked out about this. There's 2 different interpretations for this, okay? Either we're freaked out and we've been doing some research and we're worried about something that's going on with us. We get to the doctor and they're like, guess what? You're a hypochondriac. Okay? Or another interpretation of this is like, we've been doing some research into maybe an issue that we found out about ourselves. We might have to go into a quick surgery or biopsy this week. And this might be related to like, maybe we've been a smoker, or maybe we've been eating too much, like food that's not good for us. Or like maybe we never go outside and get any vitamin D, or whatever the fuck the issue is. Like there's some kind of devil thing here or something that's been tying us, or addiction or issue that we have that's really fucked up our health at this point. And we're going to need like some kind of exploratory surgery, or maybe like a biopsy or something going on here so that we can figure out what the fuck is going on. Okay. This would just be a really good week this week to card pile number 3. Check your fucking health and check the ways in which your addictions are fucking your shit up. Make sure that you're not hurting yourself further. Know what the fuck you're doing before you get into it, or do your research before you take a medication or you start on a regimen of something. Making sure that we're talking to the right professionals, and maybe also doing our own research here, okay? For anything else this week, there might even be a theme, y'all, around helping our children this week. I found that sometimes with the Knights and the Pages, this can talk about our actual kids. With the Knight, this would be a teenager. With the Page, this would be younger than a teenager. So teenagedom to like 5 to like 12 or something. And then with the Knights, it'd be like 12 to like 22. Roughly there. We might be dealing with like 2 kids here. Maybe trying to get one of these kids into education to help them, and the other one maybe into sports. So maybe one kid is like really into like science and math, and one kid is into sports. So keeping them away from any addictions or bad stuff that can happen out in the world. Like now is the time to get them into these spaces to make sure they don't get caught up with like fucking, neighborhood, crazy kids or something. Do you know what I mean? Or maybe even too, this week around our children, this can be like just making sure that we're not making the same mistakes that our parents did. Okay. So making sure we're sitting down with our kids and we're helping them. We're not rushing ahead on stuff, or, we're sitting down and we're spending time with our children, making them feel like they're seen and they're wanted and they're heard. And not repeating something here where like maybe we didn't feel seen or wanted or heard by our own parents. So making sure that we're breaking that cycle, that we're sitting down with our kids, spending time with them, like speaking with them, getting to know them, investing in them, and letting them know that they are the most important thing that's ever happened to us in our life. I kind of think that's beautiful. All right. Guys, with anything else, card pile number 3 this week, just remember that you fucking got this. Don't jump the gun. Slow but steady wins the race. And if you got the chance to beat an addiction, fucking punch it in the taint this week. All right. You fucking got this. Oh, last thing too. The devil stands for the number 15 in this deck. So I'm looking towards the month of June for these themes to really kind of pop off for you guys. Maybe around June 15th. Okay, so just pay attention. Being forewarned is forearmed. Take care of your shit. Slow but steady wins the race. And if you get the chance to, tell your kids that you love them, and break a fucking generational cycle. All right? All right. All right, you guys, I hope to God any and all of that made sense. Thank you guys so much always for this space to do the work that I love to do. Thank you for coming here, and thank you for your feedback. It helps me to be better at what I do. So middle fingers for no, or call for yes. Thank you guys for the joy. Thank you for the honor. And thank you most importantly for trusting me to pull your cards. I think you guys can hear I'm starting to lose my voice again. So I'm going to go take a break. I love you guys, and I'll see you guys throughout the week, okay? All right, bye.